Good morning and welcome back to the CEO Vlogs. This year I'm doing 40 firsts since it's my 40th year. And today I'm going to participate in something I've never done before, which is a walkout in solidarity with survivors that I believe survivors. And I wanted to share something with you too. I've seen a lot of posts this week and over the last few weeks from friends and acquaintances of mine sharing things that have happened with them that are very scary to share publicly around sexual violence. Now, this isn't something I've normally posted on, nor would I normally share about, but I think it's important for people in my role and at all levels in companies and communities to share about what has occurred for them in their life. So I'm going to share a few things, and then I'm going to walk out for a few minutes, take a moment to contemplate and support, at least in my presence here, and I hope that you will join me in believing survivors as well. As someone who runs a company, I often am very careful about what I share publicly for my personal life, right? But there's some things that are important to know. For someone like me to say what I'm about to say, you may have feelings about that, and that's okay. I'm not going to share graphic content today, but I am going to share something that you may not realize. And that is that I am participating in the walkout and the Me Too movement because I'm one of you and I have experienced these things as well. And the reason that I haven't reported over time is because people didn't believe me, right? As a child, I was molested by a family member. And when I talked to other family members about it, they said, well, you have a big imagination and you tend to exaggerate. And they didn't believe me. And I was no older than my son is now. And later, when I was in a relationship with a partner and some things happened that were really quite horrible, when I talked about it with people, they said, well, but he's your partner, as if that made it okay. And later, when I had a supervisor who I had asked for a ride home, because for many years I didn't have a car or didn't drive, and he tried to sexually assault me, I came in and I talked to his supervisor about it the next day, and the supervisor said to me, well, did you get in his car? Yes. Well, what did you expect? I expected to get a ride home and be safe, right? And it was almost like it was my fault. And this has happened over and over again, from people exposing themselves to people trying to kiss and grope and on and on. And in most of the jobs I've had. And one of the things that's scary about that, being a woman in a career-driven person like myself, is that I didn't want to be in a position where I couldn't support myself or I torpedoed my career. And I thought some of the things I had done to bring it on myself. Had I gotten in the car? Yes. Do I have a big imagination? Yes. Was the person my partner? Yes. And so you start to doubt yourself. You start to think, gosh, maybe I brought this on myself and I did this to me. But the truth is that if you've been a victim of something like this, the person who's hurt by it is you. And nothing that you did or didn't do had any impact on this. I talked to a counselor once who said, well, Celeste, it was about power, though, and it wasn't about sex. And I said, wow, thanks. I feel so much better, which is not true, right? Nothing happened to the people who did those things to me. Nothing's happened to the people who's done those things to many of you. And I've sat on couches while friends of mine have cried and shared their stories. I've been in the hospital while they've taken the tests. I've gotten the letters about their shame and what had happened. And what I want to say today is that I believe you. You're strong. You're not less than because this happened to you. And together we can change how the world views this, because it's not my responsibility to prevent this. I think it's our job to teach that it should never happen in the first place.